Okay, sound test really quick. It's just gonna be my voice again. Okay, so you will just have to play whatever music you want in the background. Lately, I've been enjoying this playlist. It's very much, some of it's like Mario Paint inspired, or Nintendo DS, or Animal Crossing inspired, but that's what I'll be listening to, but you won't be able to hear it. Um, so for the weekend, I didn't really have any like strong emotions one way or another about what to work on. I do need to study Hindi more. Um, but doing Tic-80 Gamedev was the most voted on. I don't normally do polls or anything. Uh, and I know I'm working on the Vic 20 remakes, but lately I've also been playing a bunch of Dragon Quest for I don't even know why. Well, I kind of know why. Here, let me look up. Um, I've been watching a series of videos on Dragon Quest, and then after watching them, I ended up picking up Dragon Quest 1, and I beat that in a couple days. And then I grabbed Dragon Quest 2, beat that one, and last night I just finished Dragon Quest 3. So, yeah, this Altercate TV I've been watching. So, those are enjoyable reviews or overviews. And they made me curious enough to actually like try to play Dragon Quest because I've never played through them before. So they cover up to Dragon Quest 4 at the moment, and at the moment, since I finished Dragon Quest 3, I might play Final Fantasy 3 for a bit, just because like a palate cleanser. I mean, I've played a lot of Final Fantasy 3, the 3D remake, excuse me. But I have never beaten it. And that also goes for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 12, and I haven't played 11. So I've beaten 1, Final Fantasy 1, 2, 9, 10. Let's see. I haven't beaten 13. I've beaten what I can of 14, and then 15, and then I have not played 16, so whatever. That's that's my Final Fantasy history. But anyway, my plan is maybe just kind of do graphics for kind of like a Dragon Quest 1 inspired game in that here I have all these um the thing that's kind of charming about playing Dragon Quest 1 at this point in time is, I mean, it's made very simply. Like, you have one character, you only fight one enemy at a time. Um, Here, just a moment. Doing Tic-80 game dev today. Game dev, Tic-80, blah, blah, blah. Okay. But with Dragon Quest 1, it's simple enough, it's focused enough, you're really just exploring and trying to get more strong, and like, okay, by the time I was done with Dragon Quest 3, I was kind of tired of exploring. But for Dragon Quest 1, it felt very f fun. For Dragon Quest 2, it felt very fun because it was a little bit more expanded. For Dragon Quest 3, it was fine until I got to like the secret area, New World area. And then I kind of got tired because you like unlock something that lets you traverse over the mountains, and then you suddenly cannot traverse over the mountains anymore. So what I'll probably do So black is, well, we're not going to have layering tiles. We're going to just have tiles side by side. So what I'm thinking of, maybe we'll change this orange into a tan, or this like weird kind of dark purple will change. I don't know. I don't like changing the colors a whole lot because then I always end up being like, I need another color, and then I don't have. I mean, I have different. I guess I have different banks, maybe. I don't know. I haven't really messed with the pro features as much. Let's go with like. I mean, I could always be kind of the yellow, but and like this, maybe we'll make it more of a dark brown because I feel like I'll use a brown more than a purple, even though I love purple. But let's try like that. And now this is not in a nice order that I would prefer. I mean, I can switch them up. Do this. And this is like that. But now that's still not in a nice gradient order. Actually, let's make this like that. Okay. So if we're doing a like a transitional tile between grass, we'll just kind of keep it simple. Like we can use this either as a path or we can use it as beach sand is what I mean to say. We'll do this. I forgot. I always forget to open up the chat, but it's not like there's a whole lot going on in there most of the time. And I'll expand this. We'll throw chat over here. Um, so then I'll just kind of keep rotating these. I'm just gonna make like a big ol' sprites set. Actually, maybe I'll open up the Spriters resource just so we can kind of take a look at those. Um, but I'm gonna expand it more than what they have. So then in the middle, I'll just put like a straight uh, gray or sorry, brown tile. I also will want um, the ability to make like a thin path. Why is it? Oh. So we'll do that. And then the connector. And same for vertically. Oops. Tic-80 is a little bit unresponsive. And we could also have a T shape. Um, well, we won't need to do that if I just cleverly make this take up more of the sprite. That then I won't even need these edge pieces because then I can just use the middle one right here. If we just do this instead. So then, oh, we'll just throw these over here. And then these, basically, we will not need T-shaped tiles because we can just use the single brown. Let's just put that there. And do the same thing here. And then we can also reuse this for like water. So what I was thinking of is if we're doing this, we're gonna also do the same thing except switch these out. So let's make this watery. Sorry. I just woke up, so I'm a little congested. And then sand. I don't like the contrast on these. So I might make this a little bit different. Maybe a little darker. I know we have like a bunch of blues. I don't know why you start with so many blues. But then if we want to transition to sand, we need to go grass to sand. If we want to transition to water, we need a sand to water. And then I'll just do a blue. And we can imitate grass or we can imitate waves. It both works, or we could change this to look a little different. Like here's some grass. That's grass. I'll make it a little bit shorter. Ah, dang it. There. And then I don't know, we could have something there. So we have, let's say in here, now we have a big blank map, and we could set up like some water features. Oh, we could do like a little waterfall, but I don't want to animate that. Um, let's draw a bridge. So these are 8 by 8. I mean, we can kind of just get away with doing something like this as like one direction. I would probably do that the other way, but I don't know how well that will look. So let's draw some example water. Blurb. And, oh yeah, I forgot. Now I have to adhere to the rules that I just made. Um, we'll just round these out a little. Or I could also make, uh, like 45 degrees, which might look a lot better too. Um, but yeah, there's our, that's really not very good. I might I might add another type of tile. But then we can have this bridge, which would look like that, and I think that looks okay. But if we're going vertically, I mean, I guess that also looks okay, except that we're doing bridge on top of sand. And if we're doing it that way, it's going to look weird. Um, so maybe we need another brown, or we can make the bridge yellow instead, or something. Then it would at least like kind of stand out against the terrain. That doesn't look like a bridge. That just looks like, I don't know, weird Atari art. I'll change this maybe to a orangish, I don't know. What is this? Red, green, blue. Yeah, we've gotten orange back. And then over here, I mean, if we're making it very rudimentary, I guess that's fine. It's a bridge. But I am going to be picky about this stuff. And then same thing over here. And we'll make this look a little bit better, hopefully. I don't know, we could like switch between them a little bit. I don't know, man. But we could also do like, oh, dang it. Here's this. If we did want to have like a path, we could do that, and now we could easily just do a intersection without that, or we could even make it look like that. I don't know. But well, that's some terrain stuff. I guess we should do some bushes, but we could also do like house bricks. Also, if I was gonna make like a kind of Dragon Quest inspired thing, I'd probably just make it all overworld and not like sub areas. And I've done a bunch of art in Tic-80 before, but I couldn't find the save thing. But let's go ahead and do like a brick wall. So one, two, three, four. We'll do something like that. So then we can build a little bit of like a house or something. Um, we could do the same thing and use it as like a castle wall. This brown is a little dark. I might make it lighter just to not be so different. Um, we could do planks of wood or like inside. So let's say we were just putting the house like this where you would see the thing. And then actually I will want like a black, which I'll just throw there, I guess. So we can make the border of this. And then here's the front of the house. And then you would just walk in through the front door. You could also make like a little royal carpet type of thing. I also don't like the lack of contrast on the bricks. So maybe I'll make the brown darker again. Oh, well, then this is going to be darker. Mm, I maybe I want the red darker. That's better, I think. Um, so I'm gonna do like I guess I could use the same thing for carpet. Well, it'll be annoying because of the under thing. You don't know what's gonna be there. So we'll just do solid colors and then do like the little, I don't know, fancy part. We'll build a castle later. And that goes in the middle, and then that could trail off. We could do this thing, but we'll see how things go. Or it would be from, I don't know, that's gonna be kind of weird looking. Oh yeah, that doesn't really flip good, but maybe. I don't know. Oh, I didn't give it a name. Let's save it before I lose all this stuff. Um, Lizard Quest. I don't know. I could change it later. Um, let's also do some outdoor bushes and stuff. I don't know. Maybe down in this area. Because I still might want to make more wall tiles, and I like having those all in the same general area. But I definitely need to have kind of a finalized tile set before I build out the world. Because if I decide I want to rearrange my tile set later, then it's going to be a mess. Okay, so we'll make this kind of a lumpy bush, maybe. And it also starts us off with so many greens. I might. What do I want? Less blue. There we go. We can kind of try to shade it to suggest leafiness. There's a bush. Um, we could also do like a tree. So if we did that. I mean, really, you could just do different tops and then treat it as a bush sometimes, treat it as a tree other times. That's how you work with constraints. Yeah, it's fine. Whatever. I figure I would just make this like a web game on my website. If I do much, well, probably keep it pretty simple. And then for the tree stump or whatever, we'll just that. It can be like, I don't know. Yeah, it's not bad. So then that can be under either. Um, I didn't even think of doing any like snowy areas, but we'll keep working on it. So let's see. Little houses. Um, always need little like pots and crates. Gotta have pots and crates. That's like required for a video game. Does that look like a pot? Yeah, that's fine. The crate. Uh, there's a couple ways. Like, if I leave some space on the top, it'll look a little bit more 3D. And if I maybe don't take up the entire size of this tile, I can make it a little bit more even. And then that's a little bit slightly 3D-ish. Let's see, what else would they have? Maybe like a well. Let me just, I don't know, make bricks like that. Um, Paths, maybe little signs, but you wouldn't really be able to see it unless we made like special signs for each type of thing. But yeah, let's open Sprider's Resource, which is a great website and actually kind of how I taught myself to do game art, just by investigating favorite games. Where's the sidebar? Do they change it? Yeah, let's look up vanilla ass Dragon Quest. Or I guess it'd be Dragon Warrior if it's the English version. Also, just looking through these is cool. Like looking at, like this game has a bunch of just tiles. Like some games get away with that. Uh, Dragon, Dragon, Dragon. Next page. Yeah. They're like, that looks really cool. Look at these interior decorations. Uh, Dragon Ball? Dragon Buster? Or I like how these islands down there, you didn't see them probably, but is grass on the top and then like a little bit of sand on the bottom. But here's the Warrior of Dragons. Oh, I guess they use like a purple tile for the thing. So we'll just grab one of these. They got brick path, but I kind of just made sand. Or I could try to do cobblestones, but it's hard to do cobblestones. Or at least to make it look nice enough to tile. it's always one of the things that I have to like do a bunch of iterations of to do like a good cobblestone. Like you have to look at, okay, this is starting down here, this is gonna loop this way, so that kind of works a little bit, but we'll see. Like let's throw this in here. So then it's very noticeable. There's like this weird circle and then like a big area. But I don't want to put two circles side by side. That isn't symmetric and it's not random enough. It needs to be a little more random. So like that. Okay, we've subdivided it a little bit. Um, it's so hard to make cobblestones look good. Maybe I should start the opposite way and just start with all gray and then kind of add lighter gray to it. Like, I don't know, here's a stone, right? And then I could make sure they're different shapes, but you can still see that middle one, so I'm going to make it a little bit more irregular. It could be like that. That's not terrible, but there's still like a very clear middle blob. I don't know. We might just kind of be like, that's fine, and then we can edit that later. I got little trees. I made them in two tiles instead of just one. I don't know. This, I guess I could do like little tiled, like bathroom tile style or something. Those are easy to do, and you can do a bunch of different colors. You can make them slightly 3D, like this. And I don't have a darker gray, so I mean, this could also be like that. There, my 3D tiles. I might not do that. I might just. What I might do is just shade these here so it's less contrasty. Water, large stone bricks for no reason, I guess. So, burp. What I might do, like, here's the brick. And if you make the shading kind of rough and random, it looks a little bit more natural. So, like, that could be a brick. And then up here, I would do maybe, like, well, but then who knows about this top part? Like, is it going to be on grass? But it could be kind of a 3D shape like that. So if we did this, I also don't like those tiling. I guess technically you could go like that, but then I hate not having a proper edge piece. So it look like that, but then I'd want to make an edge brick. So we'll put that here, I guess. We would end it like that. And then you can, well, then I could use this black to emulate a border, I guess. That does make me think I should put a fence, like a little um picket fence type of thing. We'll just assume it will be on grass. So if we, trying to think, we can build it like every other blob. So then this could be like the back, and then that could actually tile But then for the edge, I guess I'd just do that. So that would be standalone, but if I want it to look like it's continuing around, we'd do something like this. And then if I want a actual open gate area, I can have, I guess, an alternative like this, and then just kind of fill that out. So let's get rid of this area. So let's say we got this little house. Oh, wait, I need to make another tileable one. So let's say they got a fence starting here, fence starting there. We got the front down here and here. So something like that. And then, oh, I also need, let me move these down. See, this is why you don't build your tile set right away. Or you don't build your maps right away. But like that and that. So I have to fix these now. Oh, I also put that in the wrong spot. Okay, so, I mean, not the greatest, especially because the house looks so big. Um, I might extend the fence to look to be a little higher. Or I could make like the planks of wood further apart as well. Because it just looks like a weird grid around the object. Actually, well, I don't know. Like that. That would be the edge over here, but I could also add some like shading to it. Oops. I don't know if that will look any good. Because now it just looks like there's weird hashtags or something. Maybe we don't need the vertical part, but I mean, that kind of gives it a little bit of a 3D look. Or let's maybe move these down. And at least if we're shading along the top, it's not so squished together. We could also do like a white, but I don't know. It still doesn't look fancy to me. It just looks like a grid. Okay, here, we're gonna start over here. Maybe I'll do, well, let's try white. And maybe it really just needs, well, that's really white. Move that down. So then that could pile along like that, which, I mean, definitely not for the side, but I think that looks a little more fancy. We could do that and then just have what we need for the edges. However, the annoying part is, well, if I want an edge that lines up nicely, I'd have to just have all this blank space here. And then that could look weird while trying to navigate depending on how we build the thing. But actually that gives us fence and a lot fewer tiles. And then if, like, maybe I'll expand this house, we'll just build out this really cool house. Because I'm thinking we need furniture too. We clearly need to have furniture. I know I'm not keeping it as simple as like original Dragon Quest, but I do enjoy like the town building, like actually putting stuff in. So let's do over here, we'll do like actual furniture. So the goal is, let's actually look at the later games. The goal is to make a bed that takes up the entire block. So we don't let's maybe make the bed blue because we have more options. So we can't really do like a proper perspective, but we'll just act like that's one side of the bed. And then there can be like a little pillow over here. Not the best bed, but we're starting. And then if we do it that way, then we don't have to like draw an underside of things. Um, so with, I don't know if it's Dragon Warrior 3 that added furniture. I could also go to my own art and crib off that. Okay, let me go to my wherever it is, Creative Commons assets. Yeah, that's the GitLab. Okay, I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. I just really had to blow my nose. Especially because I like slept in the living room, so there's probably a bunch of cat hair. I need to vacuum. Okay. So, did I put under? I probably put it under textures. But these are ones that I reference a lot. And we'll also open that up. Let me open up GNU image manipulation program so we can look at sprites up close, even though OBS and my computer is probably not going to like everything. So I have these roofs also. I have like some different type of walls, which won't be very viable to do all that for like 8 by 8 tiles. Um, but different types of carpet. I guess I could just literally do different solid colors as well. Um, and then use them however in the game, like carpet, like ground. I don't know. I guess I already have like blue for water, but whatever. I guess if I put it over here, it might be used for carpet. I might texture it later. I'll just throw those there. Um, and then I have these little picture frames, but this is much too low resolution. I have chairs. Oh yeah, stairs. So stairs, usually, I mean, if you're seeing them side view, it's always the same kind of shape. And depending on how many tiles you got, be like something like that. Which I tend to prefer just doing these kind of stairs where it looks, you can just tile it and it goes up somewhere. So we could do like um, stone-ish stairs. I know just looking at it on its own doesn't make a whole lot of visual sense, but if it's in the context of the scene, it looks a little bit better. Okay. Stairs, chairs, and table bears. There's my beds. I made them pretty big, but I also had the advantage of having transparent layer. Well, actually, eh, no, I still. So you can layer them if you make them a sprite and then render them from the code in here. I don't think there's a way to render like the sprites on top of the thing. Because if you do this, I don't know what goes on. It just like goes to the sprite layer and makes everything sprites, which is not what I want. Um, so we'll do that, but maybe we'll do the opposite. We'll rotate this bed and it'll be a little easier to make a pillow when it's kind of a top view. I don't know. Does that look like a pillow to you? Is that a pillow? That's kind of weird looking. We could do the opposite, make rounded edges. Like there's that, and then you could have like the bed sheet kind of like that. I don't know what color the base of the thing would be. Maybe just gray. That's how you know it's a bed. Do you see? Do you see the bed? I mean, also this world is pretty small, so let's stick to like small tables and stools, and then I'll figure out if I want to put beds later. I mean, we could just have everyone's bed in areas you can't get to. So again, the downside if I'm drawing like a little table is I'm gonna have to put it on like some kind of base if I want it to look like a nice little circular table. So I could kind of cheat and do this. I don't like that. But then like there'd be that open space. It kind of, you can kind of get away with it. You can kind of ignore that. But now I can't even barely see this table. I need more browns. Or I guess if I put like made it like a tablecloth or something. And I don't have a lighter red. I need more colors. But sometimes it's better to a yellow tablecloth. Sometimes it's better to just work with your constraints. I guess I could do that, but then it's like, what is that? Let's go back to old table, and maybe if we just make them gray. Everyone has IKEA furniture in this universe, so there. That kind of stands out, but now I just think it's like a toilet or a sink. Not that it has to be perfect, but you're just looking at it, it's like, is that a cauldron hanging out? Is that a chalice? I don't know. Let's do little like shop counters also. Do they have just the tiles of the game? No. Because I want to look at some of the little towns. Oh yeah, treasure chests. Oh, they have like little standalone tables, but you can see how... Can I copy this? I would like to copy the image. You can see it's taking up the entire thing, but they made it look like it has legs, and then they added shadow below it. So we can do that too. We can do the same thing. And of course, they have to like really work with a more limited palette. So like, I wouldn't have used black in the ground just because it's so much contrast, but here, and then it looks like, yeah, they kind of have outlines as well, so that helps. It does make for ugly tiling when they're side by side, but we can literally just not do that. But I like it. There's like, you could tell this is like the flat top, and then maybe there's an indentation. And they can kind of communicate all that with just the few colors they got. And then we can, I don't know. I still don't. Also, it goes up to that. So that's kind of weird. I want more colors. This is my de facto black because if I use this one right here, it's just transparent. So could also just make it gray. And here's like the lighter color, and then that. Then it looks like a bathtub. I could use orange and yellow and just directly crib off of Dragon Quest. It's like this would be the middle. But maybe we will do kind of an outline on furniture. And then if this is the middle, maybe there's an extra leg on the table. Just so it can go. And then we can also make a standalone table side thing. Should be like that. So table by itself. So if this was like a little shop, we could just do this. I feel like either 32 or 64 colors is about ideal for most free expressiveness. Yeah. That's also kind of why I prefer low resolution, or even like PS2 games versus like anything after that is once you kind of get higher resolution and so many colors, it's like harder to visually parse what's going on, which is why all these games have like Tomb Raider vision or, Assassin vision. Um, yeah, so you can have that. The person can go in. Yeah. Oh yeah, they were locked doors. Those were so annoying in Dragon Quest 1. Um, there's a nice little stool. Oh, but see, it has been built on top of the tile, so it has to be on top of red tiles. But that's actually a pretty good stool. Like, what is the size of this? Oh, this was 16 by 16. So it must be, I think NES sprites are 8 by 8, so this is technically like 4 sprites to make one stool. But it's got random little clumpies of undescript plant. Uh, let's look at Moonbrook. Or we could also look at the Super Nintendo remakes of some of these too. So if I go to Super Nintendo, Cyber Office. Look, probably my favorite sprites are from Game Boy Advance era, at least if we're going like Nintendo-based consoles. Because then you get high resolution, but also more colors. Oh, this doesn't have. I was hoping for like some screenshots or something. Or, like the tile sets for the towns, which I guess I could just look up screenshots. Okay, so those look like they're flowers now, which I have not drawn any flowers yet. Oh, and they have graves. Oops. Let's draw some flowers. Let's do center, I guess. I don't know. Is that flower enough? Do like burp? Oh no, it's not symmetric. Oh, you know what? I don't have windows, which would be like a nice little thing to have, which we'll try to attempt to do with a few tiles. Okay, what I'm gonna do is set it up like this and then use this as the 3D effect, I guess. But then I can also make this like a little bit shiny. I actually might adjust this blue as well, because I'm only using it here. I feel like it's too bright compared to the other blues. So maybe like that. But then I can have a nice little window. Now, if we were just doing like a little town, let's come over here and think about how to make. Actually, maybe I'll use this block for surrounding the town. So, like if we had a gated area. So let's say we're making just a basic town and not inside of houses. And it's like a little water area. Ah, my rules. My rules about having to have sand. And that kind of messes this part up, which is annoying. Now I'm annoyed. Guess I'll grab that and just make a sand version. So there's like they just have a little lake coming through there, or not like a river going through their town. And we can have a little path that goes between the houses or whatever. So let's, I don't know, just kind of expand them over here. We can have digital house. I don't have anything for like a roof at the moment. We could have window and door. I don't know. That looks weird to me because the brick on top. This doesn't have, oh, there's like that door. That looks weird. Let's see. I don't like that either. What I need is a dark brown. Maybe I will just turn this into a darker brown. Then these can be medium brown for the bridge. So maybe that looks a little better. I don't know. It's still not very contrasty against the red brick. Maybe if I change this to black. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's good enough. But we could do like a little path here. We have different types of thing, but I don't know. I forgot about my little like crates and stuff there. Um, let's smooth that out. Oh no, I'm just trying to think of like other wall styles. Because again, over here I have like some other brick types. It's mostly brick. I guess we'll just do that. Maybe each town would have like different wall types, and this town is just brick. Oh, I forgot to put little waves in here. Would this look any good now? Probably have to be moved a little further. So maybe back here there's somebody who doesn't want to be disturbed. So they have their little house. Probably move that. Oops. And then we can have a path that goes up there. Maybe the town well will go over here. And then, I don't know, does that count as a whole town? I guess it could be a small town. Oh, another thing that's cool to have is like little farm plots. So if we did a thing, we could kind of maybe make kind of a tilled area. And I don't have a lot of ideas, but we could do different things. So I could just have a bunch of farmish land over there. And I don't know. What more could you want in your little tiny town thing? Maybe this path cuts through. I don't like it so close to that though. So I'm gonna grab you and move you just one a bit over. Mm, since I'm doing that, we'll just do this, I think. Oop, I keep hitting buttons. Um, and then like we have such a limited amount of space that I wouldn't want to do like internal places unless we had a reason to. Yeah. Well, in Dragon Quest 1, I guess they had screen scrolling. I don't know. I didn't play it at the NES version. Um, maybe it was single screen, but I don't know. But we could like come in through here, and then if we just program the whole game to have screen scrolling, or yeah, screen scrolling, we could just kind of continue it on. So like this would be one area you encounter. Maybe this would have like a very tall wall on this side, just for perspective or something. We'd have to continue this river. And I mean, it could branch and do whatever. Um, and so let's say, I don't know about path, but maybe there's like one way that can go over here, and we take a little bridge. Let's do that. Of course, I have to now put sand everywhere. And then that can always be rounded out more later. Let's say this is like a purpose-built little road. This could be cobblestone. I still don't like how that looks, but whatever. We'll do that. And I might actually change. I feel like this will look better if I have the light stone and then gray. I just don't like very high contrast grounds. Uh, so I'm going to actually move this over here. I guess I can keep that one, but I'm going to add edges so that I can have some roundedness. So then we can do that, make it look a little nicer. So like here, we could end that a little early. I just think it looks better that way. Um, so it's like, that's where you gotta go. Go take that bridge. But this is all stuff I could clean up later. But just as an example. And then we can keep building out. Like how we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's probably 8 by 8. Everything is 8 in Tic-80. So we can see. I like the this zoomed out screen. Like you can tell there's something over there, and then I'd probably delete that. But I think next I'll just kind of think of like it'd be cool to also have levels if this is gonna be um like you're just traversing an open world. So what I might do is try to build like some cliffs or something. So for instance, we would have maybe I'll do it over here, but let's just say like kind of the edge of a grass area on top. Maybe, I don't know. And then on the bottom, which will be like that, we could add some kind of texture for like the dirt, whatever type of structure of a cliff type of thing. I'll change these up a little bit. I mean, they don't have to be all the way down. I don't know. Trying to think of what I would want to do for stairs. Or, I don't know. But for instance, let's say this area is like up above, and then we'd have maybe a waterfall type area down here. So let's say you've climbed kind of a little bit of a cliff. Um, and we can do a few layers of this. I shouldn't have, well, no, it's fine. Um, and we'll do, oops. And then on this side, I mean, you can't really have a whole lot of difference in the colors of the grass. But let's go ahead and expand this over here more. And then up here, this is the top of the screen. You could make it scroll, but let's just say this is the very top of the map. Then down here, like let's say this goes down this way, and probably want kind of a waterfall sort of thing. I'm not using most of these. I don't think I'm using these at all, so we're just gonna do that. But again, I don't want to animate a waterfall, but we'll just kind of fake it. That's a waterfall. Barp. Then the rest of this area, maybe this will go down even further. I need that. I don't know. That can change, whatever. But then maybe this leads to just like a little lakey thing. So, I mean, now that we have a lot of tiles, we could just kind of build whatever and then make like a little exploration game. Like, what kind of cool things can you find? Um, so that we could have like a bunch of plants all around, or like, I don't know, different things. And then that one, I don't know, I guess we could keep this. It's like, oh, I discovered exactly one building I can go into. Do that so you don't see it as much from that side. Um, and then like further away, like let's say over the frick here, we could build like a little castle thing. So, like let's say we have this sort of structure. What I might want to do is like that, but maybe also a dark gray. I don't know. What do I want? Maybe a light gray. That's not. Oh, where am I going? So if I grab that, maybe like this sort of thing. I don't know. I don't know if that's very clear of what I'm trying to do. Um, maybe like that. I don't know. But then that could be kind of like part of the exterior wall or something. Gonna maybe do that. Maybe that's kind of communicative enough. And then down here would also be places you would walk. I don't know. Not my favorite, but let's just kind of keep going. So we'll just do this as like an external wall. And then maybe the idea is, oh, how do I get into this castle thing? And explore inside of there. And then this could keep going up. Because I probably have a pretty big area to explore in here. I hit green there. So from the front, you can keep doing the same sort of thing. Oop, that's... Oh no, let me add this. And I'm not sure I guess there'd be wall on that side, so I guess this is okay. Sometimes the sum is greater than the parts, the sum of the whole. Um, so I could then kind of just take the same sort of thing and go to the other side. I don't know what I would make the door look like, or maybe I could do a little archway thing. Um, maybe more like this. And we could do that for kind of like the shading underneath. So for instance, I don't know. That looks so weird. Does that look like okay? Um, then we can continue this on the other side till whenever. I'd make this wider, but maybe this would be like the entryway and then it could expand from there. Um, but yeah, just as an example of different things you could do. And then, I don't know, have some guards here. Let me maybe change this a little bit. Hi, this tomate. YouTube sucks. How's it going? Let's see, maybe that looks a little bit, uh, eh, whatever. I can fix that up later. Um, I could also make like big planks of wood or something like that as, yeah, let's do that real fast. So let's say we'll just, or maybe I should put this elsewhere. I don't know. Pretend that's a big plank of wood. So then that could be used, like, maybe I don't even need this thing, but that could be like the drawbridge or whatever. So in that case, we could have, if we were taking that same thing and saying it pivoted here, maybe there'd be a lake here, or, moat. And then up here, this could just be like another raised area on this side. Oops. Here. So this is what I'm thinking. Like, you'd have to go up a bunch to get to this drawbridge area. And then down below is like the moat. So I don't know. I guess as I like build out a world, I would just come up with ideas for like my own idea of the backstory of it. And then you program stuff in so that everyone else can explore it. I don't really have proper stairs. I guess I could do stone steps up here or something. And again, this would be like, here's our cobblestone path. I probably make this a bunch of layers just so it really feels like you're having to go upwards a lot. But we just kind of keep doing that. Maybe it's a really, really big staircase that you have to go up. And then finally you get to the top, and then finally you could go look at this castle. Oops, I erased my thing. There we go. So then from here, this is all the lower level. I guess we'd have like, this could be a very straight body of water because it's been like actually built out or something. Um, and then, this goes wherever. But eventually maybe gets back over to like this main path that we're building, and then that goes through different areas. Actually, let's connect this to going down at some point. Oops. Um, and maybe just, pretend these are stone stairs. I might make these lighter gray and darker gray, just so they feel a little bit more like stairs. I don't know. There, that's stairs. Can you tell? Um, actually, I might move this up a little bit, just so we have like a nice clean um, path here. And over here, we'll round that out also. It could go wherever. Oh, what did I have here that I replaced? Oh, that was like the end of my path. I'll just have sharp edges, whatever. So then you would go, you'd like leave your little town and you go explore. Maybe it'd be like, oh, go visit the elder or something before you leave. I can't make funny voices, my throat will die. Let's see, do I have that? Okay. So we'll add more. Maybe this will be a more rustic path because this is just still kind of within the village. Excuse me. Um, but just kind of out of the way because this is the person that doesn't want to be bothered by everyone. Surprise, it's me inside of the cabin by themselves. And also a bunch of cats. Maybe a husband. But so that would be there. We could have other types of trees as well. So then it very much looks like there it was very forested, but then they've kind of cleared out this little area for their own space. Actually, let me put some requisite crates and things. Maybe I'll expand this fenced area. They gotta keep their own supplies. I don't know. And then I guess I'd add monsters and stuff. But how long have I been streaming? An hour and a half. Do, 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 do. I don't even know if I want to get into the sprites. It's be a whole other thing. And I have to place them just it from the code into the overworld. But so we got kind of the start of a place. What else is there to explore? Who knows? Actually, I'm gonna maybe grab a chunk here just to remind myself, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna expand this area too. It's gonna be all castle-y area or all protected area for whatever reason. Maybe it's the evil guy. Maybe it's not. Who knows? Fix these so they're consistent. Do you need to infiltrate the fortress, or is it just a castle? And they're like, no commoners allowed here, you pores. Get out of here. Grab that. Yeah, I haven't worked with uh, Pico 8, but Tic-80 is open source. I don't know what Pico 8 is, but it's been cool. I've used this to like teach kids some game dev. What am I doing? I don't know what I'm doing. Why did I have that doubled up? And then it works with Lua or Python or this or that or whatever. WebAssembly, I think, some different things. So I've used it to teach kids both Lua and Python in different classes. And then it also exports to like the web, and the pro version was only like $10. So if I'm doing coding, instead of coding in this editor, I could edit in like an actual text editor. Um, that will be easier. Okay, so I'm gonna just put these like that because this is the corner of the map, so we're just say this is the barrier. This is as far as you can go. And then I can load it up with interesting things, and maybe next time I feel like working on this, maybe we won't explore the whole map. Maybe I'll have built out a bunch of stuff, and then we can work in uh, the code editor or the sprite editor. Oops. Yeah, I mean, it gets kind of tight. You can also switch it to this smaller font, but I don't know. I really like just working in Emacs. Okay, so this would be kind of like that. So I haven't made what it looks like at the edge here, but Guess we'll just kind of clean that up. And then same thing at the opposite edge. Oops, I want that part. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't matter a whole lot. There we go. We got a nice big fancy area. Let me also copy this in for the other side too. There. Look at this big. I might actually expand this. I might move this down and open this up because that's a very thin area. But I could do that some other time. Um, let's see. Continue this little set of water. And then this is the edge of the world. That's the bottom of the world, so we're not having it repeat. I mean, we could do a King's Quest, but... Or if we did, it'd be kind of funny that you'd be, like, right next to the castle. Um, I could just add, I don't know, let's say this, which you can't see because of that grid, but this is the edge of this area. There's nothing else to explore here. So I could do like map 00, and that's what we would have. Oh, we don't need that. But I don't have anything to like scroll the screen at the moment, but there's a place. Then all of that can be smoothed out. Add sand around the little lakey area. We add sand around the rivers, and then that's gonna have to go somewhere, but that would be something to figure out. And really, like, I don't know if I associate these in my mind, but I guess exploring in really early games feels a lot also like exploring in King's Quest, like the original King's Quest parser games, where it just felt like there was such a big world and you just walk all over the place and explore and see what there is, and also what's gonna kill you. But I'm gonna take a picture. So I might change the thumbnail of this video to that. Okay, I think that's all I have in me right now, but I will grab, what did I name this, Lizard Quest for now. I'll throw this in my repository of Tic-80 games. So if anyone does want like this sprite set, they could grab it. So over here, let's just say, I'll just call this game templates or something. Okay, so then that will be in gitlab.com, Moosity Tic-80 games. If the window will open. And maybe I'll throw a screenshot in there because that just makes it easier to look at what's going on. Hi, how's it going? Here, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this screen. And then I'll save that in here, and I can update it later. This is lizard quest.ping for an example of what the thing looks like. So then, if you are on the GitLab page, where did I even put that? Oh, it's right there. And we go into game templates. Be able to see, here's the example of the tile set here, and then I can expand this later on. And then characters are a whole other thing. We're not going to have copyright infringement slimes. We will not do that. I don't know what the character will be. It will be easier to make the game if I keep an 8x8 character. But now I don't have any cool colors. I used maybe like a golden retriever. I don't know. Just a naked dog. Hi, how's it going? I don't know, I might have to move this nose lower. That makes it hard to... I'm gonna change this. It's the transparent color, but we're gonna just make it a lighter color so I can tell. So is this our hero is a dog, and then I don't know. I feel like it could have a sword. This is the dog sword. I'm doing all right. Just lazy Sunday so far. Done with all my class prep, so I don't have to do any more class prep for this semester, but I do have to prepare the final exams. Okay, so this dog, if he's walking, let's make it hard. So we're gonna squish him down and then just move his feet out. Oh, I don't know if that'll work too good. I might need to adjust it. But we can go ahead and maybe just draw, let's see, sprite, 256. Wait, do I do the number and then the XY? I'm gonna erase that. So there's our dog. Oh, and I have to give it the transparent color. We'll throw him over a little bit more. He's also hard to see on the grass, so he could be like a brown dog instead of a golden retriever. Um, how do I want to do this? Let's just do like sprite, just as an example. Is this if t mod 10 is less than 5, then sprite is 256, else sprite is 257 end. We'll see. So there's our little walking dog. I mean, it's not terrible, but he definitely has to be a different color, or I have to change this yellow, which I'm also not using much yellow here, so we could make it a little darker or a little lighter. Probably darker. Is that better? Let's just do really rough. rough, ha 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 ha, a rough movement cycle. Wee! I'm a dog. It's harder to see me on the path. I mean, I could make him a little. I could make him tall, and then at least if he's a width of 8, that still makes navigating okay. If he was wider, then it would be hard to get him. Yeah, I mean, I could maybe just draw like that, but I don't know if that helps much. Let me try a taller dog. I'll just throw this version over here. So if we're looking at tall dog, we'll just go ahead and expand him first. He's so tall. Get rid of this side so I can focus on one dog. We can move this sword down. Oops. Uh, he's so tall. Um, I guess maybe like that. He just broke his leg. That's not good. Maybe there's that. Like this is supposed to be his back foot. I don't know if that's inside the sprite though. Oh, it is. Okay. But now I have to edit this code to also have, what is this? Uh, 272, 256, that's 16. So this will be +8. So, that looks a bit more dorky. I mean, I could make him shorter and then add that shadow like you said. Let's go ahead and um maybe more like that, but I'm just thinking. I mean, I do like this little guy more. And for attacking, I mean, I could draw the sword as its own thing. So for instance, we'll just get rid of this. That way he could potentially have a different weapon and then it just shows up on top of his sprite. I can do that. So if we have just dog, just dog. At least he can have a hand and then maybe oh, I put the sword down there. Then he goes to the witch's hut or whatever and gets his first weapon. Rah, rah. Just like a hyper dog comes over here, and he has to like equip some armor on his dog head. I don't know. You can add like that as just a separate sprite also. But we'll leave him as is. But we could also draw other characters, so um we'll just keep him to 2 frames of animation. And in this, if he was attacking, I could just maybe show the sword out to the side and then use that. Or I could also do like a kind of do an animation like that. But maybe this would be higher up. So you'd start and then go slash. You could have lines, maybe, but I don't know. Keep it simple. Okay, what other animals can I make with this limited palette? I could make a fish person, maybe. You just have different colors of doggos. Or maybe this one's a bear. I don't know. A bear in a sweater. Or kind of looks like a toad in a way. Just kind of idle animation, maybe. That just looks like he has a mouth open. Like he's ah, ah. That's kind of funny. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Um, Maybe I could do a cat. I don't know. That's weird. Mm, it's like now that I need to think of animals, I can't think of any animals. I can think of snowman. That's just a spike. Cheetah, that would be really hard with a mouse. Yeah. I don't have a pink though. There's my mouse. Gator. Let's see. Does that look like an alligator? I guess it could be. Oops. Yeah, don't know if I'd probably make just monsters be not animals or maybe types of bugs. A holiday horse. The legally distinct from my own IP Christmas horse. Drawing a horse is hard. Horse. I wish I had a pink now. I need like a little piggy or something. I'm using red, I'm using yellow, using light green, using some dark green. Okay, I'm really not using, well, I'm kind of using light blue here, but let's just make it dark instead. And this can just be white. I'm re-taking this light blue to be a pink. Maybe like that. Oh no, my windows. I'll change that to white. So we'll come over here. I'll make a little pig guy. So maybe those are different characters in the game for now. Oh no, my sword is turned pink. It's fine. Whatever. We got Hyperdog. Enemies. I'm gonna make maybe like An evil ant. Not that ants are evil. We need all of our bugs. Does that look like a bug? I guess it kind of looks like a bug. Doggo drink too much espresso. I guess I should move the ant to be on the bottom. Evil ant. Or let's do that. And then, I don't know, we'll just move his feet around. Like that, or something. I don't know. The bad ant. Don't interact with the ant. I might move the swords down here. And just keep all my characters in here. Yeah. Could do a mosquito or a flea. What shape is mosquito? Of course, I also don't have a lot of bug colors. I mean, there are some brown bugs. I guess cockroaches. Just go kill cockroaches. But they're gigantic. But like a flea is kind of shaped like this, but with legs. Yeah, bees are good. I don't want to kill the bees, but we can make a bee character. So that's a flea. I don't know about this flea though. They are kind of flat on the top. I'm not going to show the picture of a flea that I'm looking at, but oh yeah, it could be mushroom. I'm just going to make the flea kind of hover sort of thing. I don't know. Burp, 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 burp. Legally distinct red mushroom. I feel like the mushroom would squish out when it's walking. I don't know. If the mushroom walks. Burp, burp. Or would the mushroom's eyeballs be on the top? Mm, I mean, I could do a sludge pile as long as it's legally distinct from a slime. It's like sludge monster. Oh, it's a happy sludge monster. It's not happy anymore. Mm. I could add a little bit of shading to the mushroom. Yeah, I don't know. Hmm. It looks like a Pokeball. I could just do like a traditional white sheet ghost. That just looks like a Minecraft monster. Is that a ghost? Hmm. I guess I could keep looking at Spriter's resource for ideas. Did I close that already? No. Scorpions, weird flying bird things, dragons, bat guys. I guess I could draw a bat. More like a, I don't know. Is that a bat? How do people draw bats? I don't know. Is that, I guess that could kind of be a bat, and then the next frame could have, like, maybe the wings go down and the bat goes up. And long ago, somebody left with the cup. Yeah, we could give it like little eyes. I feel like we still need to have. Uh, no, maybe like that. I don't know. Oh, it is hard to draw bats. Um, I guess I could also draw some larger monsters for in the environment where like they're 16 by 16. That could be like coming across the giant ant or something like that. Oh, I have an idea. Could be like you just have to fight a large queen ant out in the world. I don't know how to do these legs though. I don't know how many legs an ant has. It's just like I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just hanging out. to six-legged. I'm gonna round out that a little bit. It just looks very square. I don't know. Maybe that's okay. The antagonist. Ha 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 ha. Let's see. I don't know if that'll be a good animation. I could always change that later, but maybe the big ant queen is inside of the ant castle up here. Oh, I should also add items. So we have sword. Should we just have the requisite gold coin that must be in every retro video game? We can do like a diamondy thing. That's what it'll be called in the game, is just, I found a diamondy thing. It's kind of hard to draw diamonds also, especially with so few colors. Let's do... Eh, maybe that for now. What else could you collect? You're a dog. You could collect sticks, or you could pick up sticks, more specifically. This could just be Pickin Sticks RPG, man. We're just making Pickin Sticks. Maybe that's the currency, is your sticks. I'll just adjust it like that, maybe. Um, if I had more shading, I could do a ball, like what a dog would play with, but I could do something like that. Thank you. The stick economy might have some inflation problems. It's a ball, can you tell? I tried to shade it. I don't know. That pink, if I made the red less red or the pink a little darker, it'd work a bit better. But then our pig would turn a little bit darker pink. But that might be okay. I don't know. I don't know if there are any Tic-80 games on Steam, but what I am planning on doing, let me open up my very slow web browser. So on my website, I'm trying to build up like a web portal of games, kind of like coolmathgames.com. So I don't have a whole lot right now. I have this terrible Tic-80 game that I made where it's literally just Pickin Sticks. But I was just gonna like have it be on my website because you can play it on the web that way. So this is just like an example game. Ah, the pig! Grab the pigs! Ah! Uh, but yeah, then I have some other stuff like piano practice. Let's see. Mushrooms. Oh yeah, I haven't built a treasure chest yet. We gotta do the requisite treasure chest, which is usually just like that and bands on the side. There's your treasure chest. That's a treasure chest in a video game. Um, we could also just look up like, I don't know, video game items sheet. Just for ideas, not to like steal anyone's thunder. Actually, I might change this as well so we have like a stick version. So maybe you start off with just a stick and then you can attack things with your stick. Yeah, time to crate. Well, I already have crate. That didn't take very long. Time to crate. I don't remember. I think I heard that from um like a day 9 stream or something like that. There's our stick weapon. Rings, don't care. Different types of weapons. I could make like a little axe or something. Leaves, books, keys. I guess I could make a little key. There, it's a key. I have not drawn any rocks, but I don't know. Potions, chicken legs. Okay. So I was building this out to be a little bit more like a top-down action RPG, is what I was thinking. But I mean, I could always make platformers in Tic-80 also. I'm just never sure what kind of theme I would want to do really for any game. I've just been messing around here. This is not like a planned thing. I was just like, I'm gonna make a tile set. Um, and then I was like, well, we can build out a little world, and then they'll be full of mystery. Yeah. So then you like go through it. Yeah, I was thinking because I just played through Dragon Quest, but then I was also thinking that like random battles with like their own little screen is just more work to program. And then I also kind of prefer something like um, Secret of Mana in a way. So maybe just programming it as like a little action RPG would be a little bit easier. And I could do a platformer. Maybe I could like use the same sprites and then just make a platformer also. I don't know. Or just, I'd have to make side views of these, but oops. Shovel. I mean, you are a dog. You could dig holes. Carrot. I don't have orange anymore. I got rid of my orange. I could have bombs, like little. There's a magnet. I don't know if I'd have anything sophisticated enough to like go blow up a secret area or something. But there's our a little bomb. What else? Books, foods. Be like, here's a lemon. You attained the lemon. Yeah. Like I just finished playing Dragon Quest 3 and I know the NPCs all tell you kind of hints, but since I was just playing it at my phone and not with like a notepad, it's very easy to forget any hints that you come across. I do always like making little like cherries and stuff. Then that kind of also references old Pac-Man games. But yeah, I have to like look up guides. Or with Dragon Quest, I also ended up looking at maps because I just got tired of the constant random battles where you're trying to navigate a freaking dungeon. Yeah, these cherries could look better. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. Like, something else I like in video games is when you can level up to be really overpowered. I don't like games that kind of keep you tethered in, like all the monsters also level up with you. Because it's like just so much fun if you are like just basically like a god by the end of the game. Like if you have super speed or like really far jumping or like quadruple jumping. I guess I could draw a heart. I could draw just a raw steak. Yeah, like if given the choice, I will usually grind a lot just so um I can like just power through the rest of everything else. Like I will grind a ton at the beginning if you let me. Um oh, I guess I could also draw a bone, even though you're not really supposed to give your dogs like just a bone, but you can buy raw hide for your dogs. Okay, that did not end up the way I was hoping. Now it just looks like an avocado. There's an avocado. Let's do something like this. Eh. It's kind of limited space. Can you tell that's a bone? Because it looks kind of like a bow. That also does, well, it's not the best. It's like it looks more like a wrench. I haven't played any like Japanese exclusive video games because I can barely read any Japanese. I can like read hiragana and katakana, but I don't know that much vocabulary, which is also my problem with Hindi, where I can read Devanagari, but I don't know what I'm reading. It's like being the opposite of illiterate. It's like I can read the characters, but I don't know what I'm reading. Like here, it's me, Rachelu, or in Hindi, Rachel. Wee. I don't remember how to spell my name in Korean. But no, if the game's not in English or Esperanto, I really can't get through it very good because I can only really read, speak English and Esperanto with any decent level. Or if there's like a fan translation. Yeah, I mean that's why I'm working also on those flashcards, but I need to stick with them more. Um, 'Cause yeah, with something like learning a European language for if you're like a native English speaker or whatever, you can kind of get some hints at what you're doing. Or even because I speak Esperanto, I can kind of like guess a little bit with European languages. IDDQD. Yeah, you enter, was that like the Doom God mode cheat or something? Um, but yeah, like it. So if you're studying, let's say French, I know that in Esperanto, mangi is to eat, and I think it's something similar to that in French also. Um, I could play through Doom at one of these weekends, but with these, it's like, well, this means fat, but there's like not anything I associate this to in like a European language or like a Germanic language because clearly, I mean, they're related but via Proto-Indo-European, but that was a long time ago. This one's kind of like of, I think, which, yeah, I forgot what this one. I think this is yell because I made it stop yelling and take a chill pill as my reminder. Because chillana, that is come, that's pillow, that's very. I think that's cheap. No, that's daydream. Okay, see, like, I don't know how to associate this to a dream in my mind. This is sleep. I don't remember what piche is. This is going to be a preposition in English and a postposition in Hindi, but I don't remember which one. Behind. Eat. Brown. Also not good at this preposition. Pahale. I don't know. Okay. Uh, Tall. Is this one cheap? No, that one's thin. This one's between, but I only know that because I have X or Y. Uh, I feel like this is rest? No, it's right. No, that is a good point. I haven't thought of that. That just means pink or like rosy. Gray. This is above or on top of. Because it's upper, which sounds like upper. Is small, choti. Bed. I don't remember. After. Maybe this one was weight. No, it's hairbrush. So I need to do these more. I also need to add more cards in here. This is on. Table. Close. Oh. Is this listen? Yeah. Somewhat a little cold. Work. Give. Me. Chahier want drink. I don't remember. Forget. God dang it. I never remember this one. Red. Study? Read? Okay. Understand. I don't remember. Wake up. I don't remember. Yeah, so yeah, I have to work on this more. Because we're gonna be. I already filled out my e-visa thing for going to India this year at the end of the year, so I need to study more. But I also still have a bunch of work to get done constantly. So, but we'll go ahead and save this. I'll go ahead and commit this to the repo again. Oh, it's been like 2.5 hours now. Well, I had plans to go hang out at the library with my husband, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream so I can get ready to be presentable for the outside world. But thank you all for watching for a little bit. I will try to do this again next weekend, probably also around 10 o'clock, just because I like to sleep in a little bit. But we'll mess around with some kind of project next time. Maybe more Tic-80, because I like how we have this little editor. We can get music and stuff written. I'm not so good at this stuff, but we could just use this map editor, not have to worry about map editors. Draw all our sprites in here. Do all of our code in here, though again, I also prefer to do my code in Emacs. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Let me hit the stop button and then end stream. I still don't know which order to do it right, but thank you.